What's up everyone, welcome to the lab at Real Designs. My name is Ryan and today we're going to talk about lighting, framing, and composition. If you're new to this channel, stay tuned. We talk about how to get the professional look that you're going for without actually being a professional. Before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe please. Thank you. Let's get into it. How are cameras similar to the human eye? Those of you who have been visiting with me on this channel know that the human eye and cameras require light to perceive depth and color. Most of us use our eyes to see where we're going. You don't need a ton of light. However, when we're using cameras, you normally would need more light or proper exposure to do that. I've already talked about exposure in another video. If you have a subject, whether it be a person or an animal or a tree, the best practice for lighting that subject is to find the strongest source of light in your area, put your subject as close to that light source as possible, and then adjust the exposure on your camera. There are exceptions to this. Maybe you're lighting a scene and you have to get it from a particular angle, or maybe you're intentionally backlighting your subject. Also consider shooting at an angle that's perpendicular to your light source. If you notice, I have shadow on one side of my face and I'm lit on the other side. That's because my light source is right here. If that makes sense to you, let me know in the card above, please. Next, we're going to talk about framing and composition. Now, what is framing and composition? Let's see, an arrangement on screen for a shot as seen from a particular point of view. In other words, your framing is this box that I'm in right now. The composition has to do with where I decide to place my subject inside of the frame. So one feature that will help you with your framing and composition, you have a 3x3 grid that you are able to place on the monitor to help you compose your pictures. It's called the rule of thirds and it has 4 lines that create a 3x3 grid. When you place a subject on the intersection of one of those lines, it actually makes it visually appealing. I'm using center framing directly in the center of those grid lines because I am the focus of this video. However, I could also stand here or stand here and it still doesn't look super weird. Next lesson, what's wrong with this picture? So let's talk about Headspace. Whenever you're shooting a subject, it's appropriate for you to leave enough room for them to breathe. Exceptions for using Headspace is if you want to do a close-up on your subject. All right, next we're going to talk about lead space in framing and composition. When you're using the rule of thirds and you're filming a subject, if your subject has the ability to face in a direction, you want to give it about 2/3 of the frame in front and about 1/3 of the frame behind it. That gives it the proper breathing room. Your audience won't freak out. Wait, I have a bonus. If you're shooting and you're able to look at a sample of your video on your computer, I highly suggest you to do it. There are even some things that when playing back the footage from your camera, you won't see it until it gets on the computer. And this would save you a lot of time. So I hope that helps. Thank y'all for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification as well, and leave a comment below. I love y'all. Peace.